This is a collective reading for all of the residents of Goose Towne for the upcoming year for 2024. This, again, created by Tarot of the Divine creator Yoshi Yoshitani. Now, you can do it with any deck. But I think I'm gonna do a shorter, like a more shorthand guidebook, but we're gonna use Tarot of the Divine because we love it so much, and that is our deck of choice for today. Your desk is so tiny, your spread is so big. My desk is not tiny. She's average size. In fact, actually many people would say it's quite large, and it's how you use it that really matters. So starting with 1 as the current month. Okay, this, I see the vision. And there's a lot of like moon imagery. So it's a clock. It's a clock, and then quarters, and then like some big themes. Oh, this is fun. So we've shuffled. I'm gonna make this small now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like just enough room. That's awesome. There's a lot going on in chat right now. Thank you for the photos. I'm excited to check them out. Okay, I got to 12, 13, 14, 15. Nope. 15, 16. This is my first time doing the spread, clearly. 17, 18, 19. Oh, maybe I should have done this with the everyday tarot deck. Wow. Well, all right then. This is the largest spread we've done. First 12 are just the months. So this circle are the months for the collective in Goose Towne. Yeah, now we got the big desk energy. Who hasn't dicked around with their setup 3 hours into stream? I'm so real for that. Ooh, the sun in reverse. We've already talked about this where it's like, we're all trying so hard to shine our light right now, but at the same time, we are in the dead of winter. So that is a little easier said than done. We may be feeling depleted or exhausted. Retreat from the outer world to re-energize and recharge. We don't have to be on 100% of the time. Give yourself a break. So how can we start off the year strong in January by practicing self-care and sustainability and marathoning instead of sprinting, right? Like, how can we take breaks and set the healthy habits now for the rest of the year, lead by example, and prevent burnout? That's actually one of my like biggest streaming goals for 2024 is to break my streak for longest consecutive amount of weeks streamed. So I think that's a very fitting card, and I think we're starting off on a good foot. Okay, February is the Page of Swords in reverse. Lots of reversed cards, instrumenting. The Page of Swords is youthful, intellectual energy. So we may be coming about some new ideas, trying new things. There may be some hesitation with these new ideas, but we'll never know unless we try. We may be holding ourselves back in February from expressing our truths, especially in public forums. Again, this idea of like retreating into ourselves and being kind of inward looking, very reflecting vibes. So we prefer to express our thoughts and opinions privately or anonymously. However, we must let go of fear and shout our message from the rooftops. I have plans for February, and here in Goose Towne, that is gonna be something new that we try. That is gonna allow me to shout my message from the rooftops and let go of my fears. Does that make sense? A says I'm trying to put myself first right now, especially after getting broken up with by my boyfriend. Very much like sun in reverse energy, right? Like, how can we find the silver lining in this dark period of our life? Because it feels harder than it really is. So I think you're doing exactly what you should be doing by putting yourself first right now. Do I have a link command for this layout? I super don't. But it is on Yoshi Yoshitani's Twitter. I had it. Thank you. There you go. I had it, but I don't have a fancy clipboard. I should set that up where I can like see my paste history. Anyway. We're gonna shout from the rooftops and let go of fear and try new things, new ideas, experiment with new things in February. It's gonna be good. I encourage you geese to as well. Haha! March is the Justice card. Amazing. March is the Justice card. Love to see that. I think we're finally gonna see the payoff from all of our hard work that we have pushed through in these first 2 dark months. Spring, we start to see spring in March a little bit, at least here in Goose Towne. The days are starting to finally feel longer by March, which is exciting. So if we just persevere and keep on pushing and keep experimenting and believing in ourselves, even when it's hard, we'll see the effects of that. You understand cause and effect. Your choices have consequences. In March, we will equalize and balance and find the fairest outcome for them all. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay here in Goose Towne. We have anonymous follows enabled, but if you would like to say hi, yes, thank you for the eggie. Can we get some new eggs? Since someone just dropped a pin in their map and they can find their way back to Goose Towne. Hey, if you'd like a reading, it's !join. That'll get you in after this giant reading that's gonna take a while. So yeah, we are going to find equalization and balance in March and the fairest outcome for everyone. I think it's going to be a really good month. The 9 of Cups for April. Oh my gosh, April, we are going to be celebrating our affiliate anniversary. It will be our 4th year since we reached affiliate status on Twitch. Wait, no, that's in May. It'll be our 4-year stream anniversary since the first time we streamed on Twitch. And it will also be a year since I moved into this goose nest. And it's also tax season, but we don't gotta worry about that. Maybe we do our taxes early this year. Maybe we do our taxes early this year and we can just celebrate, because that's what the 9 of Cups is all about. It's about partying. It is about celebrating your successes and enjoying socializing with those who are close to you. So in April, we will be deeply satisfied with everything that we have. The planets will have aligned and we will have everything we wished for. Count your blessings, you geese. express gratitude for what you have created. So April is going to be a month of celebrations here in Goose Towne. Wonderful. June is the Six of Cups, community building, pride. Wait, no, not June. May. May, we're on 5. May is Queer Mayhem. I think that Stream for a Cause is doing Queer Mayhem again. So again, that's why I had pride in my head for the 5th month of the year. But anyway, it's all about community building. The Six of Cups is also wonderful, and it's about making progress, steady progress. We'll see a lot of growth in the channel, in the community that we've been fostering. We will be filled with happy memories from the past, like reuniting with childhood friends or high school crushes, feeling carefree and imaginative, bringing harmony and cooperation to our current relationships. I love this. The Six of Cups is what Goose Towne is about. Like, this is the idyllic vibe. This is the vibe. Stunning. Now, June. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. Pride is going to bring about some emotional feelings that may have been repressed, that we might not have previously addressed. I kind of melt in the summer, so I also think that a cup in reverse card makes a lot of sense. And June is very frequently where I fall off track. I kind of have like a habitual migration, so that's when it's like really gonna come into play that I have to keep going. That I have to make sure that I've made a sustainable journey and I'm keeping myself in check emotionally as well as we move into June, because that's usually where I fall off the rails, right? With my migratory patterns. So this is wonderful energy for June though, but we need to be wary. This is a cautionary tale, not to let our heart rule over our head. Emotions may be overwhelming in June. We may be caring for everyone but ourselves. So reformed people pleasers, beware of the month of June 2024. Self-care and self-love are critical. So how can we practice that? How can we practice that in June? July. Just making sure. I was like, why is this 7 when it's normally 6? On a clock, because this isn't a perfect clock, silly goose. There's no 12. 12 is here, not there. There we go. It's like cattywampus. 6 of Wands in reverse. Lots of 6s. Ooh, in July, there might be a little bit of a situation that forces us to think really critically and not engage too heavily with conflict. Beware of fighting for the sake of fighting and infighting, right? Ooh, July might bring bouts of self-consciousness, maybe lack in confidence, seeking approval and validation from others rather than trusting yourself. So stop comparing yourself to others. It's taking away your personal power and self-belief. So that is the running theme for July. Goose luck to everybody in the warm months. Because again, I usually melt. I don't fare so well in the summertime, as is evident by Don't Starve. No, August. King of Swords. Wonderful, wonderful energy. Really level-headedness. Really rational. People will be seeking out Goose Towne for ambition and inspiration, much like we have in today's readings. Find the king. I will be in my power, ruling from a place of authority, using our analytical abilities and intellect to assess whatever situations crop up at hand in the month of August. and make clear decisions based on what we know to be the truth, while being mindful not to misdirect our authority here, right? Or feeling indecisive or stuck. So how can we center ourselves and connect with our personal power in the month of August? We have the Knight of Cups in the month of September. Make sure that September. So the Knight of Cups in reverse is interesting. Maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome cropping up. We may be sulky, moody, and jealous in the month of September, allowing our emotions to get the better of us. So a creative project is emerging, but we're not ready to take it into action just yet. So how can we as a collective find comfort in the idea forming phase, the ideating phase? But how can we find comfort in the phase of like, before we are necessarily productive? How can we celebrate other people's successes without getting bogged down by the emotions of envy, right? October, the Three of Wands in reverse. Ooh, okay, October is gonna feel like we are going one step forward, 2 steps back at some points in time, especially with like our goals and desires. I'm sensing a running theme, a holdover carrying in our creative pursuits from the previous month with a project ideating, right? So the Three of Wands is all about like, oh, we might be playing it safe and limiting our growth. So I'm gonna need you geese to hold me accountable and remind me in the month of October to push myself, explore new things. Maybe we'll delve back into the world of horror games and trying out new schedules, maybe being a spooky goose. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and we've never managed to like celebrate that together here on Twitch as residents of Goose Town, so this is the year that we can accomplish that. So, not limiting our growth, trying new things, not letting anything hold us back, spreading our wings and flying. The perfect analogy for a bunch of silly geese, right? The Ace of Swords, we finally get that new opportunity. We finally get that new moment to move forward in the month of November. We get to seize the what's the word that I'm looking for? Seize our power, seize an opportunity, and seize the day, I guess. Be able to move forward swiftly with a new idea. It'll finally be our moment to take some action on the stuff that we've been thinking about and ideating on, percolating for the previous few months. It'll be a breakthrough. You geese, we are going to experience a breakthrough in the month of November. A new way of thinking even, like perhaps a new philosophy will emerge. Yeah, we need to do more spoopy stuff this year because I love spoopy stuff. Also, we'll get the spoopy tarot deck for sure in honor of Halloweener. But jumping forward to November, our mind will be stretched by new ideas. We will be excited by putting those ideas into action. And then finally, in the month of December, the Nine of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So that's not a great omen. But it could be, I'm looking at the silver linings here. It could be maybe a lot of tough love readings in Goose Town again. We are anticipating with the Nine of Swords, like heavy emotions, but we are finally getting in. Look at that growth. Look at that growth in the realm of swords. Whatever will be at the forefront of our minds, we are making a pretty insane amount of progress. It's a very impressive trajectory in such a short amount of time. So nines are all about like final adjustments. We're almost quite there. We're almost there, but not quite. So cautionary tale, try not to be weighed down by dark thoughts, especially when that finish line is so close. But again, like seasonal depression rears its ugly head around this time of year, so that makes sense. But beware, bewarb, The worry, despair, and anxiety keeping us up at night. Keeping us awake here in the goose nest. So the more we associate with our fears, the more they will rule our lives. So reach out for help. So in the month of December, you geese, we are going to have to really take care of one another and check in and be good eggs that lift each other up. I don't know why I made such a mess. Basically, we have to look out for one another in the sad time months, the winter months. Because after all, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Or what's good for the gander is good for the goose. Both. Porque no los dos. So there's our year at a glance, right? That is month by month. That's your play-by-play as a resident of Goose Towne in the upcoming month. First quarter. Oh, this makes sense. It's like this chunk and then that chunk. Okay. I really love this spread. Ooh, the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is our running theme for the first quarter here. Come on. Look at this. Life from death. The running theme is that we may be afraid to address the sunk cost fallacy. We may be afraid to trim off the dead branches, the dead leaves, do some pruning in order to facilitate new growth. Okay? So letting go of stuff that we're really like attached to but is no longer serving us. That is our running theme with the 10 of Wands, and it might be something that brought us a lot of joy and passion and inspiration in the past, but it is time to simply move on. This is an ending, and this is like a struggle to come to terms with this ending, with mourning this loss. Or extra responsibility could also be weighing us down in this quarter. We're trying to do all of the things, right? Another one of my resolutions is to be way more mindful of my bandwidth, saying no more often, especially to prevent burnout. So, taking on extra burdens, workloads, and responsibility, knowing it's only temporary, but struggling under the weight of it all. Delegate, share the work around you. You don't have to do it all yourself. One way that this is going to manifest in Goose Towne is I'm looking to expand my, I almost said army. I'm looking to add additional mods to both Twitch and the Discord server. So we are going to grow our clan of moderators, right? Our sword bearers. Ooh, the Lovers in reverse is our overlook, our running theme for the second quarter of the year. So maybe this is like, again, that ties in really well with Pride. So this could go either way. This could be disappointment at lack thereof. This could be an ending for lovers that we already have, right? We must, at the end of the day, and this goes back to what Ace was saying about like focusing on yourself after a breakup, which is like the only way to get through it, to be completely honest. Honor and love your beautiful self. Self-love is our theme for Pride, the second half of the year. Integrate the different parts of yourself to find true alignment and harmony. Become aware of what you value and honor those values in your choices. So even if you don't find necessarily a literal lover, like the soul honoring connection with another individual, finding that self-love. There's a lot of duality here with the lovers. How can we work on our character that way? We have the Chariot in so many reverse cards, which I think is really interesting. Here's the thing with like predictive readings like this. It can go either way. It is up to us to put in the work. So there are going to be blockages. Every year is going to throw different curveballs at us. So I like that we have a lot of reverse cards. This is the Chariot in reverse for this current card. I'm going to put it here, even though it belongs here, because I don't want to obscure it. So this plays in with all of these cards very, very well. Wanting to see the progress and the momentum, but we will be stagnating a little bit, and it's okay to have a slower period. It's okay to like lean into the doldrums of the day-to-day once in a while. It's all right to not always feel the need to go full speed ahead, because that is how we prevent burnout, right? Checking in with ourselves. How can we connect with our inner strength and willpower in quarter 3 of 2024? That will help us move forward into the fourth quarter. Our motivation comes not from within, not from an external, comes from within, not from an external source. Real. Someone with ADHD and the way that like my nervous system is interest-based, that is so accurate. So trying to push ourselves when we know that like shame is never a motivating factor. It's always a demotivator. So how can we avoid that moving forward? You cannot control everything. Sometimes it's best to loosen your grip. Wow. I wish I could like print out the transcript of this reading and insert it into my journal. All right, quarter 4. The 4 of Swords. This is Fenrir. The 4 of Swords. I mean, look at all these swords. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of thinking, a lot of critical evaluation of how we are moving forward. And it's not going to be very... it's not going to be necessarily intuitive. It's going to require digging and less straightforward thought processes and ways of acting and getting to our goal. It's going to be a journey that we don't expect, and the additional constraints are really going to inspire our creativity, and that is going to be what catapults us. That's what's going to be our launch pad to have such a hasty journey to just near the end, leading into the end of December. Really strong start to the year, really strong end to the year, and a lot of like ups and downs. This is a really dynamic year. 2024 holds a lot in store for all of us, and we still have to look at themes as well. We are nearing the finish line, but this has been an amazing reading so far. Advice. The advice to you geese for this coming year. Oh, it's from a book. That's awesome. I see. Strength. The Strength card. The best advice that we have moving forward in this year is believing in ourselves, having the courage to try new things, and trusting that we're going to get through whichever these crazy situations that life is going to throw at us, because it's always going to throw something at us, right? So trusting your gut, your instincts, and ridding yourselves of any limiting beliefs. This is one of the secret rules of Goose Towne. So we're a hate-free zone, We're a pressure-free zone, and we are a zone that is free of limiting beliefs. I will never let you geese say, oh, I can't do this because. Oh, I can't do that because. Right? I'm always going to challenge you geese on that, even though I do understand the rationalizations there. But there's so much you can do that you will surprise yourself, the strength that you have. But it's like a muscle. You have to use it or you lose it. And these things take momentum and trial and error, and they snowball. Okay, number 18, Burger King foot lettuce. Theme. The theme. Queen of Swords in reverse. I love this card as a theme. So this is like, people look up to us for our thoughts and our intellect. And people may not always understand the conclusions that we come to. However, we know in our heart of hearts, and that's really all that matters, that we've come to justify our actions in a methodical way, and we can trust in our intuition and our learned experience and our knowledge that has come from that inner power. So the only person that we need to believe in or that we need to explain ourselves to is ourself. So our authority may be questioned over time, but the only person that you need to listen to at the end of the day is yourself. I love that as a theme. The moon. Whoa, challenges? The moon? Oh, okay, curveballs. Curveballs. We are going to be challenged by not only bouts of darkness and some sort of obscurity, and like people act really bizarre during full moons as well, but there's like a dark side to the moon, and this is gonna be a reoccurring theme for the challenges that we experience throughout the year. And I this is amazing. Beneath the Moon is like tarot of the divine. So I want to look into the moon a little bit because I love the moon. I love her. I look up to the moon so much, and not just literally, but also metaphorically. So challenges maybe from the subconscious, they could be illusory. Struggling with not only the potential, something I'm struggling with a little bit right now is the idea of opportunity cost. Like, how do we know where to go when we've been how do we know where to go when there are so many different directions that we can go in, and there's only so many hours in the day? How do you cope with that idea of opportunity cost? Because that is an inherent pitfall that we fall into a lot, is the idea of our potential and living up to our potential. And it's a double-edged sword, right? It's not always a good thing. Ooh, self-deception is going to be a challenge for us as well. There's Tanukis here, which we started here in Goosetown as an Animal Crossing streamer, and Tom Nook is one of the poster childs of Animal Crossing, right? So I love that there's Tanukis in this depiction of the moon card as well. So stinking cute. Each stare at a different moon, though it is not clear which is the real one. So that is going to be our challenges, is trickery, melancholy, anguish, illusions, and insecurity. I think it's good to be challenged, because how else are we going to grow? Even though flocking sucks to be challenged. It's so hard. Why can't life be easy sometimes? Why must everything be an illusion at times? But in order to connect with our intuition and our subconscious mind, we may need to be challenged to open ourselves up to this, right? Experiencing the subtle forces of nature, especially lunar cycles. Ooh, that's my challenge to you geese. How can we tap in to the divine feminine and the moon and the lunar cycles in the year 2024? Allow ourselves to flow with these energies, and it is going to be challenging. Okay, guidance. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is our guidance, is our guide for the year. Ooh, back to the idea of self-care. I love this. There's going to be challenges, but at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're not cutting ourselves up into bite-sized pieces in order to be more palatable for other people. And bearing in mind that we really have to be mindful of our bandwidth in order to proceed in 2024. Let's look at the Three of Swords. Our senses of hurt, whether that is you being hurt or seeking out those that you can help that have been hurt, right, is going to guide us into the right direction this year. Being mindful not to take on others' negative words to heart, but empathizing with this sense of loss, heartbreak, grief, sorrow, doing shadow work, and knowing that it's gonna pass, right? How can we work on releasing the pain? That's what's really gonna guide us. How can we forgive those that have hurt us in the past, empathize with them without getting bogged down by it, and then moving on from that? I love the Three of Swords in this deck, and not just because of all of the wonderful bird imagery here, right? I know we're Goose Town, but also because I'm a reformed people pleaser. So how can we work on it together? Because we are birds of a feather, many of us here, with regards to former people pleasing, trying to work on that. How can we learn from the cautionary tale of the crane wife? How can we overcome betrayal, heartbreak, without harming ourselves further and getting caught up in that grief and separation? Wow, really stellar, really stellar reading today. I should have recorded this, but that's okay. I'm gonna go back and clip it. Once again, this is Tarot of the Divine by Towne. I also used a wee bit of the Everyday Tarot. I'm thinking about putting this on YouTube, and when I do, maybe I should ask permission. But I'm going to see if I can get some affiliate links set up for both of these decks, because I love them and we use them almost daily here in Goose Town, here at twitch.tv/GooseTown. But special thanks to Towne for coming up with this amazing spread from this artist's newsletter. I think this is so wonderful. And this applies to all of you geese. This is a collective reading for you, the viewer. Thank you for keeping me company. Oh, Yoshi pulled the 10 of Wands for the month of January, and we pulled it for our first quarter. That is bananas. So, this is a reminder. This is to all of you geese for the first quarter. It's okay to allow others to carry us as well. If you are carrying a heavy emotional burden, try venting to a friend, with consent, of course. If you're taking on too much at work or at home, delegate to someone else and be firm when you know you can't take on another commitment. Bandwidth. Be mindful of our bandwidth, right? If all else fails, try a New Year's cleaning spree. I went on a manic New Year's cleaning spree myself, both my room and the kitchen. Actually just deep cleaned my pantry last night, so that's perfect. Purge your home of any items that are no longer serving you. You'll feel lighter when you're done. I love this. Let's see where this spread is. Aha! 12-month spread designed for the Tarot of the Divine, but works with any deck. You geese, if you have like a deck of playing cards around, you can do this with yourself as well. It just won't have any major arcana cards. But I think there's so many wonderful like slots in this spread for cards to go that like you will get those major running themes represented. No worries. I'm definitely gonna have to tag Yoshi because this was amazing. And I love this artist so, so much. I think this was great. I'm so glad we did this. I was a little daunted by it, but you know what? That is reflected here in the spread. Oh, that's our schedule. Here in our spread. Trusting ourselves and having the strength to do the work, put in the work. Conveni says, I'm moving away from people-pleasing at the moment after realizing that it was never about anything other than trying to seek security and reassurance about my place in the world. Yes! One of the most wonderful things that... like, some of the best advice I received in terms of becoming a reformed people-pleaser, like working on that habit, is realizing that it is, in a way, this is reframing the connotations of people-pleasing. In a way, it is manipulative. In a way, you are trying to engineer, reverse engineer, but engineer the outcome that you desire, and thus you're taking away whoever the other party or parties' ability to contribute to the situation, like genuinely and authentically, and build that connection. You're trying to like, essentially, I don't know any way to put it other than manipulate it. And I found that to be really helpful. I was like, well, I don't want to be a manipulator, but you can go so far that you're pendulum swinging the opposite direction to the point that you are actually sandbagging your own relationships. Like you're shooting yourself in the foot by trying to bend over backwards for someone else. And that is very, very much so represented by the Crane Wife here. It's insidious, yes. So well put. Yeah, please try the spread. Please tag both myself and Yoshi if you go ahead and do this. I did accidentally bring up the schedule, but this is good to bring up. So we do tarot every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Goose time here in Goosetown at twitch.tv/Goosetown. We do art on Thursdays. I'm doing a lot more tarot-themed art this upcoming year, and we are introducing a new variety. It's like think of it as a Just Chatting Plus stream on Tuesdays, isn't it? Where we'll be doing studies on spreads like this, or we'll be doing figure drawing studies, or we'll be doing co-working and Pomodoro. Like, it's our catch-all day to really like niche down and try to avoid, where's the card? Try to avoid spreading ourselves too thin. We'll still do gaming now and again. So yeah, thank you so much. Drop a follow on Twitch or go ahead and subscribe here on YouTube, since I think I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. If you have not already, I'm gonna try to put affiliate links for these decks down below. And Yoshi is kind of inspiring me to go ahead and make a newsletter, make an artist newsletter, because that's where this spread originally came out of. All right, thank you so much, you geese. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me read your 2024 cards. I love it.